Have you ever walked out of a salon, looked in the mirror, and felt older than when you walked in? Not because of your skin, not because of your outfit, but because of your hair. Here's something most women aren't told after 60. The wrong haircut doesn't just miss the mark, it can quietly add years to your appearance. But the right cut, it can lift your face, brighten your expression, and make you look effortlessly refreshed. Sometimes the difference truly feels like 10 years. And at this stage of life, that difference isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. As we age, our hair naturally changes. It may feel thinner, drier, or more fragile than it did in our 40s. That's because our bodies produce less keratin and collagen, and the scalp creates less natural oil. Even if you once had thick, glossy hair, the texture and density evolve over time. And when the hair changes, the haircut must evolve too. But this isn't just biology, it's psychology. The way your hair frames your face affects how people perceive you. Soft lift around the cheekbones can make you look energized and open. Movement and lightness suggest confidence and approachability. On the other hand, heavy, flat, or outdated styles can visually pull the face downward and unintentionally create a tired impression. Think of your haircut as the frame around a beautiful portrait, the artwork that's you, your wisdom, your presence, your story. But the frame matters. The right frame enhances everything inside it. This isn't about trying to look 25 again. It's about honoring who you are today, strong, elegant, and fully alive. When your hair works with you instead of against you, something shifts. You stand taller, you smile easier, you feel seen. And that's the power of choosing the right cut after 60. Now that we understand why the right haircut matters so much after 60, let's talk about the styles that truly make a visible difference. 1. Soft layered bob, the effortless lift. If there is one haircut that consistently flatters women over 60, it's the soft layered bob. Not the stiff, overly structured version, but a modern, airy bob with gentle layers that move naturally. What makes this style so powerful is lift. As we age, gravity subtly changes the way our features sit. A soft layered bob creates upward movement around the cheeks and jawline, which instantly brightens the face. Instead of hair hanging straight down and emphasizing fine lines around the mouth, those light layers soften everything. It's almost like turning on better lighting, but it's your haircut doing the work. The ideal length usually falls somewhere between the chin and just above the shoulders. Chin length can beautifully define cheekbones, while a collarbone grazing bob adds elegance without dragging the face downward. It's a sweet spot that feels polished, but never heavy. Adding a gentle side-swept bang or wispy fringe can make an even bigger impact. It subtly frames the eyes and balances the forehead without looking severe. And if you've noticed your hair becoming thinner over time, layers are your best friend. They create the illusion of fullness and body. On the other hand, if your hair is thick, layers remove bulk, so the style feels lighter and more youthful. A touch of highlights or lowlights woven through the layers can also add dimension. Light reflects differently on textured hair, making it look healthier and more vibrant. What I love most about the soft layered bob is that it doesn't try too hard. It's graceful, modern, and adaptable. Whether your hair is straight wavy or softly curled, this cut works with your natural texture, not against it. Sometimes looking 10 years younger isn't about dramatic change. It's about choosing movement over heaviness, softness over stiffness, and light over shadow. And that's exactly what this cut delivers. If you're ready for something a little bolder than a bob, something that truly refreshes your entire presence, this next cut might surprise you. 2. The Volumized Pixie. Small cut, big impact. Let's talk about the pixie, but not the ultra-short, severe version many women fear. I'm talking about a volumized pixie with soft layers and height at the crown. When done right, this cut can be one of the most transformative styles for women over 60. Here's why it works so beautifully. As we age, hair often becomes finer and loses density. A well-shaped pixie with layers on top instantly creates the illusion of thickness. That subtle lift at the crown draws the eye upward, which visually elevates the entire face. It's almost like a gentle, natural mini facelift, no surgery, just smart structure. Another reason this style feels so refreshing is focus. A pixie naturally brings attention to your eyes and cheekbones. Instead of hiding behind hair, your features take center stage. And there's something incredibly powerful about that. It says, I'm here. I'm confident. I'm not shrinking with age. Now, a quick but important note, the key is softness. A pixie cut too close to the scalp or cut too blunt can look harsh and emphasize lines you'd rather soften. That's why texture matters. Ask for layers through the crown and a side-swept fringe to frame the forehead gently. The slight asymmetry adds modern elegance and keeps the style from feeling rigid. From a lifestyle perspective, this cut is also freeing. It's easy to maintain, quick to style, and incredibly versatile. A touch of mousse for lift, a bit of texturizing cream for movement, and you're ready. It's polished without being high maintenance. But beyond practicality, the volumized pixie carries a deeper message. It reflects courage. It shows you're willing to evolve. In many ways, choosing a pixie after 60 isn't just about hair, it's about stepping into a new chapter with intention. Sometimes the boldest change brings the lightest feeling, and this cut proves that less hair can actually mean more confidence. And if you're someone who loves keeping a little length, who isn't quite ready to go short, this next style might be exactly what you've been looking for. 3. The long layered shag. Movement without the weight. For many women, long hair feels feminine, familiar, even comforting. And the good news is this: you don't have to give up length to look younger. You just have to rethink how that length is shaped. That's where the long layered shag comes in. What makes this cut so refreshing is its balance. It keeps your hair around shoulder length or slightly below long enough to feel soft and elegant, but removes the heaviness that can drag the face down. The feathered layers throughout the hair create lift and movement, so instead of hanging flat, your hair has life. This is especially powerful if your hair has become finer over time. A one-length cut can make thinning hair look limp, but when layers are added strategically, they create the illusion of fullness and bounce. Each layer supports the next, giving the hair dimension and body without requiring excessive styling. And let's talk about versatility. The long layered shag works beautifully with natural texture. If you have soft waves, this cut enhances them. If your hair is straight, a quick curl with a large barrel iron adds effortless movement. Even air-dried, it looks intentionally relaxed, not messy, but modern. Curtain bangs or wispy, side-swept bangs pair perfectly with this style. They frame the eyes, soften the forehead, and blend seamlessly into the layers. The result feels light, not heavy, youthful, but never trying too hard. Another reason I love this cut for women over 60 is practicality. It's often described as a wash-and-go style. It doesn't demand rigid shaping or constant salon visits. As it grows, it still maintains its character, which means less stress and more freedom. If you've been holding on to long hair because it feels like part of your identity, consider this. You don't need to cut it off to evolve. Sometimes simply adding movement is enough to bring back that spark. Length can stay, but heaviness, that's optional. And if you're looking for something polished but not predictable, elegant without feeling done, this final style might be your sweet spot. 4. The French textured lob. Effortless, modern elegance. There's something undeniably sophisticated about a collarbone length cut. Not too short, not too long, just enough length to feel feminine, but light enough to avoid that heavy dragging effect. That's exactly why the French textured lob works so beautifully for women over 60. The magic of this cut lies in its balance. When hair falls right around the collarbone, it frames the face without pulling it downward. It creates a gentle horizontal line that adds harmony to the jaw and neck area. Instead of emphasizing sagging or softness in the lower face, it subtly supports and balances it. But what truly makes this style youthful is texture. A French-inspired lob is never overly styled or stiff. It's softly layered, slightly undone, and full of natural movement. Think relaxed volume, not rigid perfection. That effortless chic feeling as if you didn't try too hard yet somehow look incredibly put together. This cut is especially stunning on natural silver hair or softly highlighted tones. Texture allows light to reflect differently off each strand, giving dimension and depth. If you've embraced your gray, this style enhances its beauty rather than hiding it. And if you prefer lighter tones, subtle highlights woven through the layers create a luminous effect. I often recommend this cut to women who want refinement without going too short. It feels mature in the best way, graceful and confident, but still modern. You can wear it sleek and smooth for a dinner out, or let it air dry with a bit of wave for an everyday look. It adapts to your lifestyle. And here's something to consider. Elegance doesn't have to be rigid. In fact, softness often reads as more youthful than structure. The French textured lob embraces that philosophy. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it quietly says, "I know who I am." And sometimes that's the most powerful statement of all. And now, before we move forward, there's something just as important as choosing the right hairstyle, knowing which ones might actually be working against you. 1. Harsh, ultra-short crop. Have you ever left the salon with a super short haircut thinking it would feel fresh and empowering, but then something felt a little too sharp or severe? An ultra-short blunt crop can unintentionally highlight the very features we're trying to soften after 60. When hair is cut too close to the scalp, it exposes every contour of the face, fine lines, jawline sagging, or loss of fullness in the cheeks. Instead of lifting your appearance, it can draw attention downward. Another common issue is the overall impression it creates. Without softness around the temples or gentle volume at the crown, the look can feel rigid or strict. And after 60, elegance isn't about sharpness, it's about movement, balance, and lightness. The good news, you don't have to give up short hair. You simply need a softer version. Instead of a harsh, ultra-short crop, consider a soft pixie with layers and subtle volume. Layers create dimension and texture. A little lift at the crown brings a youthful effect. Soft movement around the face helps blur harsh lines and adds femininity. The change may seem small, but the impact is powerful. Because looking younger after 60 isn't about cutting your hair as short as possible. It's about creating softness, shape, and gentle movement, so your hairstyle enhances your features instead of emphasizing what you'd rather downplay. 2. Long one-length, straight hair. No layers. At first glance, long straight hair can feel safe. It feels feminine, familiar. Maybe you've worn it for decades. But here's the question, is it still working for you today? As we move past 60, hair naturally becomes finer and less dense. When it's cut in one heavy straight line without layers, it can actually pull the face downward. Instead of creating lift, it creates drag. The weight sits at the bottom, emphasizing gravity rather than softening it. Another issue is the ends. Without layers, thin or dry ends become more noticeable. The bottom can start to look wispy or uneven, which unintentionally adds years. And when hair lacks shape or movement, it can feel dated, like a style that hasn't evolved with you. I've seen so many women say, "But I don't want to lose my length." And you don't have to. The solution isn't cutting it all off, it's reshaping it. Long hair with soft layers can completely transform your look while keeping the length you love. Layers remove heaviness. They create lift and movement. They add dimension, especially around the face. Even subtle shaping can make your hair look fuller and healthier. Think about it this way. Hair should frame your face, not weigh it down. A few strategic layers around the cheekbones or collarbone can visually lift your features. Add a gentle blow dry with volume at the crown, and suddenly the entire silhouette feels lighter and more modern. Aging beautifully doesn't mean giving up long hair. It means adjusting it so it grows with you, not against you. And if you thought structure was the key to looking polished, this next style might surprise you. 3. Helmet hair. Overly stiff. Oversprayed bob. There was a time when a perfectly rounded bob sprayed into place and not moving an inch was considered the definition of elegance. Every strand controlled, every curve fixed. But today, that same look can feel frozen in time. What we often call helmet hair, a stiff bob layered with heavy hairspray, lacks one very important thing: movement. And movement is life. When hair doesn't move, it creates a boxed-in effect around the face. Instead of softness, you get sharp edges. Instead of lift, you get heaviness. Another issue is how it interacts with facial features. A rigid shape can emphasize jaw lines, deepen expression lines, and make the overall look feel more severe. It frames the face in a hard outline rather than gently complementing it. And let's be honest, overly set hair can instantly add years. It carries a dated energy like a style that belonged to another decade. The goal after 60 isn't to look perfectly set, it's to look effortlessly refined. So what's the alternative? A modern layered bob with light texture. By adding soft layers, you allow the hair to breathe. Texture creates dimension and natural flow. Instead of a solid block shape, you get softness around the cheeks and subtle lift at the crown. The difference is remarkable, the same length, but a completely different feeling. Imagine a bob that moves when you turn your head, one that feels touchable, not stiff. That's the kind of polish that feels current. Because true elegance today isn't about control. It's about lightness, ease, and quiet confidence. And finally, let's talk about the detail that can completely change your face in seconds: your bangs. 4. Heavy, blunt bangs. Bangs can be magical. The right fringe can soften your features, frame your eyes, and instantly refresh your look. But the wrong kind of bangs. They can do the exact opposite. Heavy, blunt bangs cut straight across the forehead may have looked bold and stylish at one point. But after 60, they often create more weight than lift. When the forehead is completely covered with thick, dense hair, it blocks light from the face. And light is what keeps a look youthful and open. Instead of brightening your features, heavy bangs can cast shadows. They can make the upper part of the face feel closed in. And visually, they shorten the length of the face, especially if you already have softer jaw lines or fuller cheeks. The result, a face that appears smaller, heavier, and sometimes even harsher. Another thing to consider is movement. Thick, straight-across bangs tend to sit stiffly. There's little flexibility, little softness. And as we've talked about before, softness is everything after 60. So what's the smarter alternative? Lighter, airier bangs. Wispy bangs, side-swept bangs, or soft curtain bangs allow light to filter through. They reveal just enough forehead to keep the face looking open and lifted. They blend naturally into the rest of the haircut instead of forming a heavy line across your features. I've seen women make this one small adjustment, simply thinning out their bangs or angling them slightly, and the difference is remarkable. Their eyes look brighter, their face feels longer. the entire hairstyle becomes more modern and effortless. Because at this stage of life, beauty isn't about hiding behind hair. It's about framing your face in a way that feels light-balanced and naturally elegant. Now that we've talked about what to avoid, let's focus on something empowering: how to choose the right hairstyle for you. Because the truth is, there is no single perfect haircut after 60. The best style is the one that works with your face, your hair texture, and your lifestyle. 1. Choose based on your face shape. Start with your face shape. Small adjustments can create powerful visual balance. If you have a round face, adding height at the crown instantly elongates your features. A little lift on top draws the eye upward and creates a slimming effect. If your face is more square with a defined jawline, soft layers and side-swept bangs help blur sharp angles. The goal isn't to hide your structure, it's to soften it. If you have a longer face, avoid too much height. Instead, add volume on the sides. Soft fullness around the cheeks creates balance and makes the face appear more proportionate. The key is harmony, not transformation. 2. Choose based on your hair texture. Next, consider your natural hair texture. If your hair is fine or thinning shorter cuts with layers can create the illusion of fullness. Layers build dimension, which makes hair look thicker without heavy styling. If your hair is thick, strategic thinning or weight removal prevents that heavy curtain effect. A skilled stylist can shape your hair so it moves instead of sitting stiffly. And if you have naturally curly hair, embrace it, but shape it properly. Layered cuts designed for movement allow curls to bounce instead of forming a triangle shape. Your texture isn't a problem to fight, it's a feature to work with. 3. Choose based on your lifestyle. This part is often overlooked. Are you someone who wants to wash and go? A layered bob or a softly voluminous pixie might fit perfectly into your routine. Do you enjoy styling your hair, experimenting with texture or volume? Then a shag or textured lob gives you flexibility and personality. Your haircut should support your daily life, not complicate it. 4. Maintenance matters. Finally, remember this: even the best haircut needs maintenance. Regular trims keep the shape fresh and prevent split ends from aging your look. And don't hesitate to bring inspiration photos to your stylist. Clear communication makes all the difference. At this stage of life, choosing a hairstyle isn't about chasing trends. It's about creating balanced softness and confidence. Because the right haircut doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel when you walk into a room. As we come to the end of this video, I want to leave you with one powerful reminder. The right hairstyle isn't about hiding your age. It's about shining in the age you're in. So many women think changing their hair means trying to look younger, but that's not the real goal. The real goal is to look aligned with who you are today, with your confidence, your wisdom, your presence. Because hair does more than frame your face. It influences your posture. When you love your haircut, you naturally stand taller. It affects your smile. You smile more when you feel put together. It builds confidence. And confidence changes the way you walk into a room. It even impacts how socially engaged you feel, whether you're excited to attend that dinner, that event, that gathering with friends. A fresh hairstyle can shift your entire energy. Sometimes updating your haircut isn't about fashion. It's about updating how you see yourself. It's about releasing an old version of you and stepping into a refined, modern, empowered version without losing your essence. Aging is not fading. It's evolving. And evolving with style intention and self-respect is one of the most powerful statements you can make. If this video inspired you, please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps us continue creating thoughtful, empowering content for women who want to age beautifully and confidently. And I'd love to hear from you which hairstyle spoke to you the most today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Remember, style has no age. Confidence has no expiration date. I'll see you in the next video.